Let's listen to what he had to say.
It's 11 of the 12 appropriations bills. We did that in a way we wanted to get back to regular order, and so we worked with Democrats, actually worked with Democrats on all 12. And then, of course, at the last minute, the Democrats decided they didn't want to fund DHS. And so we've now had 2 long shutdowns of DHS, so long that the employees at DHS has been unfunded for a longer time than it's been funded. So those employees over there have not been paid for more days than they've been paid in this fiscal year, if you can believe that. So the Democrats have effectively written themselves out of the appropriations process by drawing a line in the sand and saying that we are so committed to our open borders and defund the police policies that we are not going to fund the 2 agencies that are tasked with keeping this country safe, protecting our border, and ensuring that illegal immigrants in this country who commit criminal acts are deported out of the country. That's pretty much what it is, as simple as that. And so what we have been forced to do, and frankly this is not my preference, but it is a reality, we are going to use the reconciliation process to fund those 2 important agencies. And so we will be getting on a bill later today, a budget resolution that will be the next step, which is budget reconciliation, that will enable us to ensure that those who carry out law enforcement responsibilities in this country are actually funded. And so I'd say again, what did the Democrats get out of all these shutdowns? The long shutdown in the fall, now this is 68, 69 days here on DHS. I can't determine what that is. They wanted to make it about reforms. And so the White House made reforms, we offered up reforms, and they kept moving the goalposts, walking away from it. It became very clear that their base had convinced them that the only thing to do is to defund the police and to go back to the Biden open borders policy. That is effectively what this is all about. Republicans are not going to allow that to happen, which is why we have been forced by the Democrats to use the reconciliation process to see that these 2 important agencies are funded. We will be doing that starting today for the balance of this week, and that will unlock, as I said, the second step budget reconciliation to come later. Senator Brasso.
Well, Republicans are committed to a safe and a secure America, and that's why today we are moving forward to fully fund our nation's security in the Department of Homeland Security, and we're going to do it without a single Democrat vote, because the Democrats were doing this in the face of their historic obstruction. Why are they doing it? It's because they would rather stand to protect illegal immigrant criminals than protect law-abiding American citizens. They wanted to fund ICE. They wanted to fund Border Patrol. They want to go back to the days where 10 million illegal immigrants flooded into our country, criminals, drug dealers, gang members, all of it. What they want to do is dangerous, it's reckless, and it's radical. Republicans are united and committed to a secure border and a safe America.
Leader Thune, good afternoon. What are you willing to entertain as a possible add-in to this reconciliation bill besides DHS money? What are you willing to accept? Bond money? Save America Act?
Well, what this does, the budget resolution simply sets some top-line numbers. So the conversation about with that kind of granular detail will happen later when we get into reconciliation. But, you know, obviously we think it's about this, and we think the narrower and the tighter we keep the conversation around this, the more likely it is that we have success in passing it in the House and in the Senate and putting it on the President's desk. So that's the objective here. That's the goal here. I'm sure you know, because I've seen you all reporting on it. We have other members who would like to do other things through reconciliation, but this particular exercise has a specific purpose in mind, and we intend to stay focused on it.
Leader, can reconciliation pass on muster with the parliamentarian if it had SAVE Act? Without SAVE, can you get the votes to pass it?
I think I'm confident, of course I got to rely on the whip here, that we will get the votes to pass it in the Senate. And are there other things that will be contemplated if obviously conversations with the parliamentarian to determine what could survive the Byrd test would be key to that, and we'll see. I mean, I think right now the goal is, as we've made it very laid out from the beginning, is to fund DHS, ICE, and CBP to make sure that it's funded into the future, because it's pretty clear to us that the Democrats have no intention of providing Indy funding for either one of those agencies in the foreseeable future. So it's narrowly crafted, and we'll see if there are other things the traffic might bear when we get into the reconciliation process. But my goal is to do this quickly and hopefully in a way that enables us to get it through the House and on the President's desk.
There's a 60-day mark when it relates to the War Powers resolution is coming up next week. As you know, your members have been willing to give this administration latitude, but some of them do say they want more details. Are you concerned that Republicans might vote with Democrats on the War Powers resolution if there aren't more details from the administration?
There's going to be another War Powers vote tomorrow, and so we'll get a chance again to see where everybody lands on it. But I think that most of our colleagues believe that the president is correct in making sure that Iran can't threaten the world with a nuclear weapon, and frankly that their ballistic conventional weapons have become disproportionately favorable to Iran relative to other countries in the region. And so taking out that capability, taking out their Navy are all things that I think are going to serve the long-term strategic national security interests of the United States, as well as ensuring that our allies in the region aren't threatened by Iran's military capabilities and terrorist threats and everything else that comes with it. So we're supportive of what the president is doing. We have colleagues, as you point out, who are interested in more information about this, and I've always encouraged them to reach out to the administration officials. They've been very forthcoming when I've asked questions from whether it's the Secretary of Defense or the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs or Secretary Rubio. They've been very forthcoming with information about this, and the president himself. So, we'll see. We've got to vote on this again. That'll happen tomorrow. But and the president does have under the law another 30 days that he can unilaterally extend it.
Leader Thune, can you tell us just some questions from last week? Thank you. You all know I'm not prone to exaggeration, but the Senate Ethics Committee is one of the most secretive committees on Capitol Hill. We've had another representative in the House just resign. There is a reckoning, especially on the House side right now, over allegations of misconduct. One of those congresswomen has said that she's referred a senator to your office, from her chief to your chief. Can you respond to what you know about Senator Gallego, if you have concerns? And can you respond more broadly? I know you said you're doing what you can about ethics, but why can't the Senate Ethics Committee with the chairman here be more transparent, at least about when they meet, maybe who they're talking about? The House Ethics Committee at least does that.
Well, and I'll let the chairman respond to that question. But that specific matter that you referred to, we did refer to the Ethics Committee, and I think that's the appropriate role for us. I don't know the particulars of the allegation, but I know there was a House member who made those allegations, and I think the Ethics Committee will be tasked with trying to determine whether there's a there and then to respond accordingly. But and I'm, again, the Ethics Committee in the Senate is designed to ensure that this institution and its members conduct themselves in a way befitting of the office, and that we're doing things in an ethical manner. But Senator Inhofe, sorry.
Good flash back, yes, yeah. So let me just say, the Senate Ethics Committee is extremely serious about taking on allegations. Especially allegations like sexual harassment, all the different things that are out there. We take them very, very seriously and should take them very, very seriously on this. But we do function in a quiet manner. It's evenly divided with 3 Democrats, 3 Republicans. We have a very open conversation about all the different issues, and we work our way through it. As you know, in the political world that we live in, a lot of allegations come to us that they're unfounded at the end of it. We literally get hundreds of different allegations that just come at us. We go through those, try to evaluate, is there any there? If there is, then we continue to move forward. If they're not, then it's political theater on this. So we take every single one of them and work our way through the process on this. We're already working our way through all the things that have been handed to us, but you're correct. We're not going to release it out to be able to go through the process on this. This is an equally divided. The House also has a process where they have 2 ethics committees historically on this, and there's a lot more public that comes out on it, and then they find out at the end of it that it becomes the theater of the allegations. So it facilitates more allegations because it creates more theater to be able to be in that. We have not in the Senate.
Resigned because of the House Ethics Committee, and in part, we may not have gotten to this point except for the transparency on the House side.
No, I wouldn't agree on that. I would only say the House Ethics Committee was doing its work. They were working their way behind the scenes and let members know we're complete with this phase of the work. We're now moving to the next phase. They were not trying to be transparent at the beginning of it and to say we've got allegations, because that just facilitates more people throwing out more allegations and creating more theater. We want to be able to find out, is this factual or is this a political attack on every single time that we go through this, and we go through a lot of them. Once it gets to that stage, yes, things do start coming out, and this whole group can go backwards to be able to think through when that has happened in the Senate as well. It's not hard to be able to research to be able to find the exact same type of issues that have happened in the Senate in the past, but at the beginning, we always start very, very privately to protect members, because we don't want to facilitate frivolous accusations. We want to facilitate accurate accusations and actually work through to be able to hold each other to account.
But you are erring on the side of lawmakers and not the accusers.
No, ma'am. That's not true.
Members from frivolous accusations, you're
Sure we
assuming
do.
that most of them are.
No, but you're making a huge jump then to be able to say we're not protecting accusers. That's not true.
On the side of the lawmakers to protect them.
We want to err on the side of all individuals. I started with saying that we're very serious about sexual harassment, and we're very serious about the victims on that. If you'll remember, that's where I began. So our focus is all folks have to be heard on this, but we live in a political world. In a political world, if every ethics charge goes out there, everyone then grabs that ethics charge, uses it in a campaign and say there's been an ethics charge out there, the ethics committee is talking about it, and suddenly becomes drama and facilitates more things coming at us. We want to take seriously every victim, every accusation, but we also understand the environment that we work in.
Senator, can
One last
Kevin Warsh
question.
get confirmed if Jay Powell's still being investigated?
Yeah, on Kevin Warsh, he had his hearing today. It went very well for him among the Republicans. Tom Tillis has again endorsed him as a great pick, but he reiterated he's not going to allow this nomination to go forward while the DOJ is still investigating. What is sort of your view on how to resolve this and what the administration can do to get this across the finish line?
I think we all agree that Kevin Warsh is a great pick, and hopefully will be confirmed. And I'm hoping that these other matters related to Chairman Powell can be resolved in a way that would enable us to get Warsh out of the committee and across the Senate floor and into the position of chairmanship. But as you know, there are currently at least some obstacles to that on the committee. But I think the sooner the administration can wrap up this investigation and get ready to move forward with a new Fed chairman, the better off everybody will be. Thank you.
And you were just watching Senate Majority Leader John Thune giving an update on the DHS partial shutdown, saying that Democrats have removed themselves from the process, and Republicans are now going to go through the reconciliation process to fully fund DHS. John Thune saying that he doesn't even know what Democrats are getting out of this. They just want to go back to the Biden-era open border policy and defunding law enforcement. Okay, taking a break. Billions lost to alleged Medicare fraud, and now a nationwide crackdown is underway. More news